Roger Waters was a founding member of Pink Floyd and a key creative force behind many of their most acclaimed albums in the 1970s, like The Dark Side of the Moon, Wish You Were Here, and The Wall. However, he had a falling out with the other members and left the band in the mid-1980s. The remaining members of Pink Floyd, led by David Gilmour, continued to record and perform new albums without Waters up until the band's effective dissolution in the 1990s. Roger Waters has made some public comments over the years about the Pink Floyd albums released after he left the band in 1985. In several interviews, he has expressed the view that the band's work declined creatively and thematically without his involvement. For example, in a 1987 interview, Waters said, "I think everything they've done since I left is pretty worthless." He elaborated that the band had lost the conceptual coherence and social-political commentary that had characterized their best-known albums in the 1970s. After leaving the band, Waters filed a lawsuit in the 1980s, claiming he owned the rights to the Pink Floyd name. This legal battle was eventually resolved, allowing the remaining members to continue performing and recording as Pink Floyd. In the years since, Waters has repeatedly criticized the albums released by the post-1985 Pink Floyd lineup, which included David Gilmour, Nick Mason, and Richard Wright. Some of his key critiques include The Division Bell, 1994. Waters dismissed this album as just rubbish, merely competent, and lacking the conceptual depth of earlier Pink Floyd works. Waters said of the album, "It's a nonsense from beginning to end. I think it's very facile, but a quite clever forgery. The songs are poor in general, the lyrics I can't quite believe." Gilmour's lyrics are very third-rate. Wright later said Waters' criticisms were fair. The Endless River, 2014. Waters called this album rubbish and felt it was an attempt by Gilmour to capitalize on the Pink Floyd name without any real substance. Live albums and tours. He's been critical of Gilmour-led live Pink Floyd tours, saying they were just nostalgia acts playing old songs he had written. Overall, Waters has maintained that the band's post-1985 output paled in comparison to their classic 1970s albums that he was so instrumental in creating. He's been very vocal about his view that Pink Floyd's best days ended when he left the group. That said, in more recent years, Waters has acknowledged that fans still enjoy the later Pink Floyd material, even if he personally disagrees with the artistic direction, but he's remained steadfast in his assessment that the band's work suffered creatively without his involvement.